I started experimenting with pattern making when I was 16. Back then there weren't many books available, so I started with using pre-existing patterns and I simply hacked them. And I guess I was 18 when I found a pattern making book and started to make my own patterns. And over my studies I stopped pattern making and I restarted when I was 24. And today I want to share with you some of my pattern making secrets. So the first thing I can recommend is invest your money in pattern making books. These are in German, but I know it is a translation, and I will link the English version as well down below. It is very handy to have pattern making books because you will learn to do the basics, and after a while you start freestyling and adapting the patterns to your ideas. And what I think is most important in pattern making is that you know the basics and that you know how to take your measurements and how to construct the basic patterns that you need to adapt afterwards. And my first tip, really invest in a pattern making book and learn the basics. Then another thing you will need are rulers. There are several rulers out onto the market, but you absolutely need the French curve. Use the French curve to make armholes or neckline or hip curves, and it's very handy, and you don't have to line the lines by hand. I would definitely recommend a French curve. Then what's also handy is an L ruler with a rectangle. It's pretty handy if you need to draw a rectangle or some longer lines. There are several versions of this ruler out onto the market, and what's also handy here is that you have the angles printed on this ruler, because you also will need to draw some angles while making your patterns. The third thing you need is paper. There are dozens of paper variants available on the market. The one I prefer for pattern making is checked paper. And when you use checked paper, you are sure that your pattern pieces are aligned, that they have the right measurements, that the angles are correct, because you can use these rectangles to orientate and make sure everything is aligned. And then there is white pattern paper, which is also called Swedish paper. It's sheer and it's perfect if you want to copy something. I primarily use it to copy some of my patterns and to make only small adjustments. Then another paper which is also frequently used is packaging paper. It is a bit thicker than pattern making paper, and I would recommend it for patterns that you frequently use. And last but not least, here comes my pattern making secret: washi tape. I use washi tape instead of traditional plastic tape because If you want to alternate your patterns, add some frills, add some ruffles, or some dots, or move some dots, you will have to cut open your basic pattern, and you need to place in some paper, and you have to glue this paper. And traditionally you could use plastic tape, but the problem with plastic tape is that you can't draw on it and you can't remove it easily. So if you make a mistake while gluing this tape, you can start all over or have to cut it open. And washi tape is easier removable than traditional tape. And also, you don't need to guess where your line is or where your mark is, because you simply can draw on it. And yeah, if you have any questions about pattern making, leave a comment down below. And if you don't want to miss any further videos of me, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. See you in another video where I share with you